Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Deepika, and coming up in the next 1 hour. Wildfires erupt in Los Angeles County as powerful windstorm hits Southern California. Mass evacuation underway, state of emergency declared. India all set to host 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention 2025 in the temple city of Bhubaneswar. Celebration of Indian pride, heritage and global unity. Diaspora from over 50 different nations to participate across the event. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit coastal states of Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. 2-day visit to boost sustainable development, industrial growth and infrastructure enhancement in the state. And race to find survivors still on in freezing temperatures. Tragic earthquake killed scores of people in Tibet on Tuesday. US President-elect Donald Trump refuses to rule out military action over Panama Canal. Greenland will rename Gulf of Mexico. A very good morning to all our viewers who are joining us at DD India News Hour this morning from New Delhi. Now, Bhubaneswar, the temple city of India, is abuzz with anticipation to host the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas from Wednesday onwards. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, or the Overseas Indian Day, celebrates the contribution of the Indian diaspora to the growth and development of the nation. Now, this year's Pravasi Bharatiya Divas promises to be a landmark event, weaving together the themes of heritage, innovation and global engagement in the spiritual and cultural heartland of India.
Host the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas convention from Wednesday. The 3-day event will be held from the 8th to the 10th of this month. Youth Pravasi Bharatiya Divas will be inaugurated by External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar along with the Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Mansukh Mandavia and the Chief Minister of Odisha. Dr. Dev Pragad, the CEO of the American magazine Newsweek, is the chief guest of the Youth Pravasi Bharatiya Divas.
The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas convention is being organized for the first time in the state of Odisha, which is famous for its rich historical, cultural and spiritual heritage. The 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention will be formally inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, on 9th of January. Her Excellency Christian Carla Kangalu, ORTT, the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, will be the chief guest of the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, and she would be virtually addressing the convention.
9th of January is observed as the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas since 2003 to mark the contribution of overseas Indian community to the development of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be inaugurating this year's Pravasi Bharatiya Divas on Thursday. Chief guest of the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, the President of Trinidad and Tobago, Christine Carla Kangalu, will be addressing the convention virtually. Prime Minister Modi will also virtually flag off the first special tourist train for Indian diaspora, the Pravasi Bharatiya Express. The train will depart from Nizamuddin railway station in Delhi, covering multiple destinations of tourist and religious importance. President Draupadi Murmu will address the valedictory session of the PBD on Friday. The President will also confer the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Awards to the overseas Indians to recognize their outstanding achievements both in India and abroad. The theme for this year's Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, Diaspora's contribution to Viksit Bharat, resonates with India's vision to make the diaspora an integral part of India's growth story, harnessing their potential on one hand, using the cultural connect, but also giving them opportunity to become equal stakeholders in India's growth story as it endeavors to become a developed country by 2047. With cameraman Sanjay Jaina, this is Amritpal Singh for DD India in Bhubaneswar.
And now let's go across to Bhubaneswar, where DD India correspondent Amritpal Singh is present and joining us live. Good morning, Amritpal. Now, the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is going to get started from today and it will go on till the 10th of it. Tell us how Bhubaneswar is geared up to host this mega event.
Oh, Bhubaneswar is all decked up, Deepika. Not just Bhubaneswar, all of Odisha, because they are organizing, the state government is organizing tours for the NRIs and the overseas Indians who have converged here for the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. They shall be taking them to Konark for the visit to the Sun Temple, to Jagannath Puri for darshan there, paying obeisance for the faithful. They'll be taking them to the other temples here in Bhubaneswar, as it's known as the Temple City of India, showing them the various cultural aspects of the state. There are huge cultural extravaganzas planned. There is a flea market. There are there are culinary delights of Odisha that those converged here and the participants shall be experiencing. So it's like a city that has been cleaned up. A city which has been decked up with lights, with decorations, with Odisha art, Kalinga art, all over the city, on the walls of the city. So Odisha is quite decked up for the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, which kicks off today, Deepika.
And the theme of this edition is Diaspora's contribution to Viksit Bharat, as you just also showcased in your report. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has emphasized on its importance time and again. Tell us the significance of this event while setting India's prowess and progress in global context, Amritpal.
Deepika, when Pravasi Bharatiya Divas was conceptualized back in 2003, it was conceptualized as a connect between India and its huge diaspora, about 35.4 million people as of date, in various countries, more than 200 countries, to utilize their potential and use the cultural connect, the emotional connect for mutual benefit. For them, for the overseas Indians, there are issues like, the cultural connect, community welfare issues that they face back in the countries that they live in. There are various kinds of overseas Indians. There are people of Indian origin, people who have migrated 100 years back. There are people who are, NRIs, like the people working in the Gulf region who are Indian citizens but work abroad, send remittances back. So essentially to address issues related to them. Over the years, it has, evolved. Now it is, the focus is to see how the Indian diaspora can be made important stakeholders in India's growth story while addressing their issues which could relate from visa regulations to community welfare, to investment opportunities in India, to use of technology. The idea is that this relationship, this cultural connect, this emotional connect for both sides can be utilized for mutual benefit. So as India grows and wants to become, or endeavors to become a developed nation by 2047, it offers a lot of opportunities for anyone. There are, global companies coming, investing in India, wanting to be a part of the growth story and benefiting from it. So the government of India's thought is, why not extend this to the Indian diaspora who has done really, really well. In many countries, say the United States, which has the highest diaspora, about 2 million people there, use them in terms of, they coming back, investing in India, bringing in technology, and for them address the issues that they face. There are, there is diaspora in the Gulf, which huge diaspora, which sends huge remittances. So their issues are different. So using this platform to connect with the diaspora for mutual benefit. So that's the idea. As India grows, make them a part and stakeholders in this growth story. Deepika.
All right. Thank you so much, Amritpal, for joining us and bringing us the latest details straight from Bhubaneswar. Moving on, the largest Indian diaspora delegation from Oman, comprising over 300 members, is set to participate at the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas convention in Odisha. Indian ambassador to Oman, Amit Narang, unveiled a special Pravasi from Oman logo designed for the participants at an embassy ceremony. Emphasizing the convention's role in strengthening ties between India and its global diaspora, Ambassador Narang called Pravasi Bharatiya Divas an important platform for the diaspora to reconnect with India.
PBD this year is also very special for the diaspora as it will feature a never before and a landmark exhibition being mounted by the National Archives of India. This exhibition is based on a project done by the Embassy of India earlier this year, whereby 7,000 unique records belonging to the historical Indian community in Oman were digitized. These documents, this history, this rich legacy will be on display at the PVD in Odisha.
Now, in yet another key step towards his commitment for green energy and sustainable future, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to lay the foundation stone for the state-of-the-art NTPC Green Energy Limited Green Hydrogen Hub project at Pudimadika near Visakhapatnam in southern India's Andhra Pradesh. Now, this will be the first green hydrogen hub under the National Green Hydrogen Mission. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also dedicate to the nation and lay the foundation stone along with inaugurating various railway and road projects in Andhra Pradesh, which includes foundation stone laying ceremony of South Coast Railway headquarters at Visakhapatnam, among various other projects. He will also lay the foundation stone for the bulk truck park in Anakapalli district and Krishnapatnam industrial area in Tirupati district of Andhra Pradesh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also lay the foundation stone for a major green hydrogen project in Andhra Pradesh on Wednesday, the 8th of January. The initiative, spearheaded by the NTPC Green Energy, is a key part of the government's push for clean energy. With an estimated investment of 1.87 lakh crore Indian rupees, the project will mark a significant milestone for renewable energy across the region. Let us now take a look at this report filed by DD India correspondent Dipyendu Mondal to understand more about India's green hydrogen mission.
India is on a bold mission to redefine its energy future. With an eye on becoming energy independent by 2047 and achieving net zero emission by 2070, the country is ramping up efforts to transition to renewable energy across all sectors. And at the heart of this transformation is green hydrogen, a clean, sustainable fuel that promises to reshape India's energy landscape. But what exactly is green hydrogen? It's a clean energy source produced through the process of electrolysis, where electricity from renewable sources like solar and wind is used to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. The result? Pure hydrogen with zero harmful emissions, no fossil fuels, no carbon footprints. In India, green hydrogen is not just an energy source, it's the key to achieving the ambitious goals. Reducing fossil fuel dependency, creating new industries, and contributing to the fight against climate change. The National Green Hydrogen Mission, approved in January 2022, aims to make India a global leader in hydrogen production and exports. By 2030, the mission is set to achieve a production capacity of 5 million metric tons per year, driving the country's renewable energy sector to new heights.
Energy transition and sustainability have become central to global policy discourse. Friends, India is committed towards creating cleaner and greener planet. We were the first among G20 nations to fulfill our Paris commitments on green energy.
By 2030, the Green Hydrogen Mission is expected to generate over 6 lakh jobs and attract more than 8 lakh crore rupees in investments. And crucially, it will slash over 1 lakh crore rupees in fossil fuel imports. Green hydrogen can also revolutionize sectors like transportation, industry, and power generation. It offers the potential to replace fossil fuels in steel manufacturing, petroleum refining, and even long-haul transportation. And in remote areas, it could serve as a decentralized power source, boosting energy access and reducing reliance on traditional grid systems. The National Green Hydrogen Mission is a game changer for India's energy security. It taps into the country's vast renewable energy resources, ensuring a sustainable and self-reliant energy future for generations to come. With advancements in green hydrogen technology, India is positioning itself at the forefront of the global renewable energy revolution. And with the government's continued focus on research and development, India is poised to lead the world in green hydrogen production and exports. Dibyendu Mondal's report for DD India.
India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will hold bilateral meeting with the Defence Minister of Maldives, Mohammad Ghassan Mamoon, in New Delhi on Wednesday. And during the talks, the two leaders will also review the various facets of bilateral defence cooperation, including training, regular exercises, defence projects, workshops and seminars to enhance the capability of the Maldives National Defence Forces as well as supply of defence equipments and stores. India and Maldives share spiritual, historical, linguistic and ethnic ties. The Maldives occupies a special place in India's neighbourhood first policy that aims at bringing stability and prosperity in the Indian Ocean region. We are heading for a short break, but still to come on DD India News Hour. UN and Lebanese government seek additional humanitarian aid for displaced civilians amid Israel-Hezbollah conflict. Race to find the survivors still underway in Tibet. And Nicolas Maduro set to be sworn in for third term as the president.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked, we just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back after that short break. You're watching DD India News Hour. Now, US President-elect Donald Trump has revealed that his presidential agenda involves military action to secure Panama Canal and economic force against Canada, among others, to integrate them with the United States of America. Now, Donald Trump was addressing a press conference at his home in southern Florida a day after the Congress certified his election victory. During the press conference, he said that Panama was given to Panama. That was a mistake of the then US President Jimmy Carter, but now it is being run illegally by China. On a question by the reporters, he said military action to take control of Panama Canal can't be ruled out.
The Panama Canal was built for our military. I'm not going to commit to that now. It might be that you'll have to do something. Look, the Panama Canal is vital to our country. It's being operated by China. China. And we gave the Panama Canal to Panama. We didn't give it to China. And they've abused it. They've abused that gift. It should have never been made, by the way. Giving the Panama Canal is why Jimmy Carter lost the election.
And on another question, he said that USA needs Greenland for security purposes. He further said that if any other country like Denmark claims so, that should leave that claim.
Well, we need Greenland for national security purposes. I've been told that for a long time, long before I even ran. I mean, people have been talking about it for a long time. You have approximately 45,000 people there. People really don't even know if Denmark has any legal right to it. But if they do, they should give it up because we need it for national security. That's for the free world. I'm talking about protecting the free world.
Now, the Republican president-elect even did not spare Canada as part of his ambitions. He said US actually protect Canada, and if it merged with the US, it will be good for security of both the countries.
Economic force, because Canada and the United States, that would really be something. You get rid of that artificially drawn line, and you take a look at what that looks like, and it would also be much better for national security. Don't forget, we basically protect Canada. We don't need anything they have. We don't need their dairy products. We have more than they have. We don't need anything. So why are we losing $200 billion a year and more to protect Canada? And I said that to, as I called him, Governor Trudeau. I said, listen, what would happen if we didn't subsidize you, if we didn't, because we give them a lot of money.
And the US President-elect Donald Trump further said that he wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America. He said this move will stop illegal immigration into the United States.
What immediately is, just leave it in place. No. To be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name.
And reacting to Trump's overtures, a Greenlandic member of Denmark Parliament said that the Greenland was not for sale. Now, Greenland, with a population of 45,000, is represented in Denmark Parliament. The Greenland MP in Denmark Parliament, Aya Kimitz, was saying that Greenland will decide its own future. However, said that she welcomed much closer cooperation with United States of America as Donald Trump Jr. is visiting the territory as tourist, where he was welcomed by the locals.
I think in many ways, it's not a question of whether should we be American or Danish citizens. It's a question of whether should we maybe collaborate a bit more with the US. We shouldn't be bought by anyone because Greenland is not for sale and Greenland will not be for sale, but we can have a closer collaboration on business development with the US.
All right, to discuss more on this, I'm joined by a DD India correspondent, Anil Thomas. Good morning, Anil. Now, the latest statement by Donald Trump and his intent speaks a lot about his plans ahead of 20th January's swearing-in ceremony. First, tell us the strategic importance of Greenland for the United States, Anil.
Good morning, Deepika. Well, let's first look at, the sweeping expansionist vision that Trump has spoken about. It's got consequences for countries across the world. Let's look at the three countries that he's picked on in particular. He's talking about the Middle East. Let's leave the Middle East for now. He's talking about three countries in particular: Greenland, Canada, and also he's spoken about the importance of getting these three countries under his grip, the Panama Canal. Let's understand that he's picked on three countries, first of all, in the Western Hemisphere, which are deemed to lie somewhere, especially in Washington's domain. And he's also sending a message to China, to Russia, and also to North Korea with this particular move. Now, firstly, Greenland. Now, why is Greenland such one of great importance? That, first of all, it's a country that comes under Denmark. It's got the shortest route, especially from North America to Europe, and it's home to one of the largest American space facilities. So that's the significance of it. Secondly, it's got the largest deposit of rare earth minerals, and it is capable of, at least in the near future, especially when it comes to high-tech devices, batteries that will be produced. So those are the significance of it. Now, Trump is very much like, if I may use a sporting term, he's very much like Muhammad Ali, especially when he talks from Mar-a-Lago. He's trying to get a psychological pressure, especially on foreign nations and their leaders in the first place. And there is also a move somewhere to destabilize them now, looking at in the future, he'll be able to bend them. I think that's the bigger message that he's trying to do. And I think, time and again, he's speaking about Greenland as very important to them. Why? Because of the military efforts of China and Russia there, because they are all over the place. And he feels that the American, space facility, along with the American spaceship, American warships that are there, are in an unsafe land. He's also talking about protecting the free world. So it's a mixed bag that he throws to you. That's why I said it's a psychological blow that he's trying to do to world leaders. I think this could have large ramifications, because if he sticks to the word. I was reading many experts speak on it. They said this is more of trash talk that he has done, but it's the worst of world politics one has seen. we'll have to wait and watch. Trump's got this policy of talking big and going soft when he comes to power. Is he going to walk the walk this time around, or is he going to, walk the talk this time? That's something that we need to look forward to.
Now, when we decode this entire narration as brought by you, what sort of reaction are we expecting from other surrounding stakeholders, considering its strategic influence as well, Anil?
Well, look at it from a larger perspective, especially the Panama Canal. It's, that's something that he's spoken about, that it is America's. See, remember, it was given up in 1999 in the first place by then US President Jimmy Carter through a treaty, which was taken place between US and the other countries. The canal has been run by a neutral force. It's run very professionally, and it's an independent authority running the canal. There is a problem of drought there, as a result of which sometimes you see longer delays, and US uses the canal. The maximum trade for US happens through the canal. The second best country that uses it more for trade is China. And why Trump has time and again used this, I would again come back to the boxing term that Muhammad Ali uses, of rather using it psychologically. He says that there is one particular company which has got two doors or two windows that open into the canal, which are operated by Hong Kong based companies, and that's the reason he fears that there is too much of China, and there is too much of China's involvement in the entire process of how the canal is run. I think these are all superficial thoughts. These are thoughts that when you sit out, you would love to propose a lot of things that could change the dynamics of the country. But I think this is too far-fetched that Trump has done. It's nice to hear about all these things. It's a feel-good kind of a story, that, if one may say. But I think this will have huge ramification. We'll still have to wait for how China reacts to this. We'll have to wait for how Russia, and for that matter, even North Korea reacts to this particular story. But having said all that, look at how the countries who he's now spoken about in the Western Hemisphere, Denmark, the way they are reacted, the way Canada is reacted, the way even Panama Canal is reacted, it rather leaves you in a rather amused mood, in how countries have reacted. Even Canada, though Justin Trudeau has just resigned, Justin Trudeau said it's like a snowball, it's something more of a fantasy that Trump has done, because it doesn't suit. If one needs to understand the political ramification of it, let's suppose 40 million Canadians join America as the 51st state. It's going to be a blue state, which is going to be, it's almost a Democrat state. It's going to overtake California as the largest state of American politics. And I think it doesn't make any sense for Trump to do something like that. It's a political harakari that he's talking about, especially when he wants to do something like that. I think it's more difficult to walk the talk, as I said, but I think it's something that, that's at least set the world talking, exactly 12 days before he takes control of United States of America. And I think he's got his purpose done, especially when it comes to the world getting to talk on the ideas that he has for the world. And remember, he's time and again specifying that he's doing this all for protecting the free world. So he's got a larger message there. And I think his idea of sending this message has been well received. But I think there is a lot to ponder about on what he exactly means.
Thank you so much, Anil, for joining us and bringing a rounded perspective on the developing story. Moving on. Now, South Korea's suspended President Yoon Suk-yeol faces a new and potentially more robust attempt to arrest him on insurrection charges after a top investigator vowed to do whatever it takes to break a security blockade and take in the impeached leader. Now, protesters, both supporting and opposing to the embattled Yoon, continued to brave freezing temperatures to stage rallies on the streets around the presidential compound on Wednesday after a court reissued a warrant to arrest Yoon on Tuesday. While Yoon is under criminal investigation for insurrection over his 3rd December martial law declaration that stunned South Korea and led to the first arrest warrant, which was issued for a sitting president. He's also involved in a separate constitutional court trial over his 14th December impeachment for violating his constitutional duties with the late-night martial law declaration. Moving on now, let's get you an update from earthquake hit Tibet. A race to find the survivors is still underway after a major earthquake killed at least 126 people and damaged more than 3,000 buildings in the Himalayan region. Scores of people were injured after the tremors hit the foothills of the Himalayas on Tuesday. A large-scale rescue operation was launched with survivors under additional pressure as temperatures were predicted to fall as low as minus 16 degrees Celsius overnight. Earthquakes are common in the region, which lies on a major geological fault line, but Tuesday was one of the deadliest days in recent years. The region, which lies near a major fault line of the Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates, is home to frequent seismic activity. In 2015, a magnitude 7.8 earthquake near Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, killed nearly 9,000 people and injured more than 20,000 people. The tremors on Tuesday morning that sent many Kathmandu residents running out of their houses brought back memories of that deadly disaster. The United Nations and the Lebanese government are seeking an additional $371.4 million in humanitarian aid for those displaced by the Israel-Hezbollah conflict. The extension builds on an initial aid appeal for $426 million launched in the month of October as an all-out war flared between the two sides and sent hundreds of thousands in Lebanon fleeing their homes. The appeal raised approximately $250 million after 2 months of warning in which Hezbollah's influential chief Hassan Nasrallah and multiple others were killed. A ceasefire deal was reached that went into effect in late November. In Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro is all set to be sworn in for a third term as the president on the 10th of January, following a highly contentious election drawing domestic and international criticism. Now, Maduro and his opposition rival Edmundo Gonzalez were each claiming victory in a presidential election in the month of July after a vote marked by accusations of underhand tactics and isolated incidents of violence. Time to take a short break, but still to come on DD India News Hour. First major winter storm of the US mid-Atlantic with snow, ice and travel chaos hits the country. And we'll also give you all the latest weather update as strong cold wave grips northern India. Welcome back after that short break. You're watching DD India News Hour. Now, a fast-moving wildfire in a Los Angeles suburb burned buildings and sparked panicked evacuations on Tuesday as life-threatening winds whipped the region. Pacific Palisades, an upscale spot with multi-million-dollar homes in the Santa Monica Mountains, was the most affected area.
A devastating wildfire swept through Los Angeles Pacific Palisades as huge winds fueled rapid expansion. Mass evacuation of around 30,000 people is underway as residents fled their homes while officials battled the blaze. The wildfire has already consumed over 1,200 acres as the size of the fire grew sixfold in a matter of hours on Tuesday.
Yeah, this fire came out from, looked like the ridge on top of Palisades Drive and like Lockman Lane, etc. And the wind was howling at 38, 40 miles an hour, major gusts, and it's just blowing right down to the beach.
The fire erupted mid-morning and swelled quickly with dozens of firefighters deployed to battle the blaze, including from the air. while crews worked in steep terrain to cut back vegetation and create fire breaks. Roads in the area were gridlocked as residents hurried to get out of the way, with some people seemingly abandoning their cars in a bid to get out. Declaring a state of emergency in the city of Los Angeles, LA, City Council President said that the most severe part of this windstorm is yet to come.
We are not out of danger. The National Weather Service has predicted that the winds are going to pick up and get worse. We're going to have the most significant wind event between 10 p.m. this evening and 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. So it's incumbent that everybody have a wildfire action plan for their home if they live in a brush-covered area.
Before the fire started, the National Weather Service had issued red flag warnings of critical fire danger, the highest level of alert until Thursday evening. Wildfires are an expected part of life in the U.S. West and play a vital role in the natural cycle. But scientists say human-caused climate change is altering weather patterns, making droughts longer and more intense, which creates the conditions for faster and more dangerous fires. Bureau Report, DD India.
Now, the first major winter storm of the new year barreled into the U.S. mid-Atlantic states. A major storm system that blanketed a large swathe of the central and eastern United States in snow and ice, disrupting travel, closing down federal offices and public schools in Washington, D.C. About 5 inches had fallen in the nation's capital by Monday, according to the United States National Weather Service, with up to 8 inches in some surrounding areas of Maryland and Virginia. The snow was forecast to continue throughout the day before the system pushed out to sea. Now, the Indian Meteorological Department has forecast that several parts of India will experience cold weather conditions, dense fog and rainfall because of a western disturbance. A strong cold wave continued in North India with light to moderate rainfall likely in the northeastern regions of the country. The Indo-Gangetic plains are predicted to continue to witness intense dense fog, whereas northwest India is likely to see a wet spell from the 10th till the 12th of January. While thunderstorms with rainfall and hailstorms are expected in isolated pockets of Assam, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya, fishermen have been advised to avoid venturing into the southwest Arabian Sea. Cold wave also crept Chenab Valley of Jammu and Kashmir. Bhadarwa freezed at -7 degrees, while snow clearing operation is being carried out on strategic interstate roads. Jammu and Kashmir's Bhadarwa turned into a winter wonderland as waterfalls froze and a thick blanket of snow covered the region. The temperature continued to remain below the freezing point. Multiple machines have been deployed to clear the snow from Bhadarwa, Chamba and Bhadarwa, Pathankot interstate highways, resulting on high tourist influx, especially at Guldanda. Water and drainage system beside natural water bodies have also frozen because of the cold weather conditions, adding to the woes of the localites.
इसलिए हम पूरी अपनी कोशिश हमारी 10 मशीनें थी, हमने पूरी मशीनें डिप्लॉय करके अपनी ये हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हमारा यहाँ मैक्सिमम जो ये अपना व्हीकलर ट्रैफिक के लिए पहले हम एक सिंगल इसमें निकाल के
जो हमें पानी नहीं है, हमारी जितनी भी पाइपें थी वो लोहे की पाइपें थी वो कोरे से पूरी पाइपें फट गई, तो उसके बाद जो है हमें बहुत जो है मुश्किल का सामना करना पड़ रहा है.
Tourists in large numbers have begun to make a beeline for the snow-filled meadow land in Bhadarwa Pathankot highway of Jammu and Kashmir, boosting local business. And to get us the latest on weather update, I'm joined by DD India correspondent Siddharth, who's joining us from Prayagraj, and I'm also joined by Tahir Nadeem, who's joining us from Bhadarwa, Kashmir. A very good morning to both of you. First of all, coming on to you, Siddharth, what is the current weather condition there, and how is this current condition, posing any sort of challenge to the ongoing full swing preparations for Maha Kumbh, Siddharth?
Well, a very good morning to you, Deepika. And answering your first question, as far as the temperature is concerned, that yeah, it's a biting cold here in Prayagraj ahead of Maha Kumbh 2025, where devotees and pilgrims are thronging the city. As far as the preparations are concerned, Deepika, then there are no certainly there are no challenges for the people. They are saying that no matter what is their devotion, which is getting them through, and the preparations are going on full swing ahead of this largest religious congregation in the world. People are coming and the preparations are going in full swing. In fact, as far as the Maha Kumbh area is concerned, and the preparation for the tents, the preparation for every other thing, for eateries, they're going on in full swing. As far as the cold is concerned, and definitely some jackets are certainly on. We also witnessed some light drizzle from past two. We are also witnessing, in fact, light drizzling from past 2 days, and there is a minimal appearance when it comes to sun. There is a foggy morning every day. Since past 2 days I'm here, and whenever the city is waking up to a foggy morning. In fact, in the Kumbh area as well, Maha Kumbh area where the preparations are going on, there's a dense fog, throughout the day. So yeah, the preparations are going on in full swing, and the enthusiasm of people is unmatchable. They are saying that no matter what, no matter how, much the cold will be there, but they will be certainly going on, and they're actually taking a dip in the Triveni Sangam, the holy river, which wherein the entire gathering take place as far as the Maha Kumbh 2025 is concerned. Deepika, over 40 to 45 crore people are expected to come in this sacred event, in this sacred gathering, and the preparations, they are definitely going on in full swing. So yeah, the temperature is dipping, but the enthusiasm is certainly soaring here in Prayagraj.
And coming on to you, Tahir, Bhadarwa welcomed its first snowfall almost a month ago. And now the temperature is further dipping continuously. Get us the latest weather update from Bhadarwa there, Tahir.
Well, Deepika, right now sunshine is bright, but still it's -1 degree here in Bhadarwa. And it will only come up from the melting point at 9 a.m. After that, it is predicted that it will go up to slightly in a better position. This will go to 5 degrees Celsius at 1 p.m. Then again, it will start dipping down. If you are talking about the temperature, Bhadarwa has become the coldest place in Jammu region, as the temperature has dipped to -7 degrees Celsius, and it is below freezing point since last 15 days. But on a positive note, tourists have started converging to Bhadarwa, especially Guldanda, which has emerged as a winter wonderland and snow fairy tale kind of a thing. And visitors from all over the country are visiting there. It is located on Bhadarwa Pathankot highway, just 30 kilometers from Bhadarwa town. And for that, administration has taken all the steps to clear the snow on this Bhadarwa Chamba Interstate Road and Bhadarwa Pathankot highway. Machines have been deployed, multiple machines have been deployed, although it's a little advisable that people should not move in this area before 11 a.m. because of the freezing roads. The road has got there are icy roads, but administration has started sprinkling salt and urea so that there will be better traction for the vehicles and they can move safely in those areas. As you are seeing on the visual, that salt is being sprinkled not only in the markets but on the highways as well, so that there will be better traction for the vehicles. But problems, yes, there are some problems as well, because all those water bodies have got frozen due to that at several places that pipes have got blasted due to the low temperature, and people are facing a little problem of potable water. But they are enjoying the snow as well, because tourists are coming in large numbers. And I must tell you, Deepika, that Guldanda has emerged last year the most visited snow destination of Jammu and Kashmir, because there was meager snow in Gulmarg, and tourists started diverting towards this place. So this is the welcome sign. Otherwise, although Bhadarwa is the most visited place by the tourists in Jammu province, but this was considered as the lean period during winters. But after an international event was held at Guldanda, that was the first snow marathon of India, which was organized in 2023. After that, this village emerged as the most visited place, and people are enjoying the snow. Yes, temperature is very low, and locals are facing problem. but on the other hand, they are enjoying, tourists are enjoying this weather as well.
So be it Bhadarwa or be it Prayagraj, people are really excited to attend both the events. Thank you so much, Siddharth, and thank you so much, Tahir, for joining us and bringing us the latest from both the cities. Thank you. Moving on, now every 12 years, the Maha Kumbh festival attracts millions from across the globe, all seeking spiritual solace on the banks of the holy river. But what keeps this massive congregation safe and orderly is a seamless blend of tradition and technology. In 2025, security at the Prayagraj's Maha Kumbh has undergone a remarkable transformation. From monitoring crowds to managing emergencies, a multi-layered security strategy is in place to maintain peace and guide millions through this sacred journey. DD India Siddharth has more. Take a look.
Every 12 years, the Maha Kumbh Mela invites millions of people from all over the world to converge at the banks of Holy River. But behind this, a silent force is at work, ensuring this sacred gathering remains peaceful and safe.
See, the traffic is being controlled by our traffic police and the other police arrangements we have made. But we do include civil defense and other NGOs for helping at the ghats and also, as you mentioned, these old people and in the digital lost and found centers, various places where humane interface is required, we are including them.
In Maha Kumbh 2025, security has evolved. Gone are those days of traditional patrolling. Technology now plays a pivotal role. I am at the monitoring center which has been set up here at Maha Kumbh 2025, and as you can see behind me, there is heavy monitoring going on. Around 1600 cameras have been set up to make sure no one is left behind.
AI and machine learning have been integrated to track patterns of movement, detect anomalies and alert authorities in real time. Facial recognition is also being used to identify individuals who may pose a threat.
With millions of people gathered at one place, maintaining law and order is no small feat. It takes a unified effort between local, state and national agencies to ensure safe and smooth movement of the crowd.
As part of security measures, security personnel are checking all vehicles and identity cards of individuals entering the area. A bomb squad has also been stationed nearby for any eventualities. Multi-layered strategy for crowd management, including barriers, designated pathways, and constant communication with ground teams. The focus is not just on policing, but on guiding and assisting the public. While technology and authorities play key roles, the real strength of the Kumbh Mela security lies in the hands of its volunteers.
This is Maha Kumbh Mela, where tradition meets modern security, creating a safe haven for millions who come here for faith, solace and peace. With camera person Rakesh Kumar, this is Siddharth Bharadwaj reporting for DD India in Prayagraj.
We're heading for a short break, but still to come on DD India News Hour. Meta ends US fact-checking, shifts to community-driven system. Real Madrid forward Vinicius Jr. has been handed a 2-match suspension for violent conduct in Real's previous match. Every year, 8th of January marks Earth's rotation day, celebrating the planet's daily spin.
This week on Defense Dynamics, discover India's strategy to counter Turkey's Bayraktar drones used by both Pakistan and Bangladesh. Decode the Indian Navy's new ships set for commissioning on this January the 15th. Uncover why the US stealth destroyer Zumwalt is going to be the deadliest warship of the future. And in the Neighborhood Watch, we will analyze for you the geopolitics behind Pakistan's intelligence chief's visit to Tajikistan. All this and much more on Defense Dynamics this Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST only on DD India.
Welcome back after that short break. You're watching DD India News Hour, and now it's time to get you all the latest from the world of business. Now, social media company Meta Platforms has ended its US fact-checking program and eased restrictions on discussing sensitive topics like immigration and gender identity. Now, this decision comes after conservatives criticized the company amid President-elect Donald Trump's upcoming second term. The change marks Meta's largest shift in managing political content in recent times. CEO Mark Zuckerberg has been seeking to improve ties with the incoming administration. The updates will impact, however, Facebook, Instagram and Threads that have over 3 billion global users. Meta recently promoted Republican policy executive Joel Kaplan to global affairs heads and appointed Dana White, a Trump ally and UFC CEO, to its board. And now let's take a look at the latest updates from the world of sports. To begin with badminton first, host India will field its biggest ever contingent in the third edition of India Open Badminton Tournament in New Delhi, which is scheduled to begin from the 14th of January. Lakshya Sen, PV Sindhu, Satvik Sairaj will shoulder India's challenge in the Badminton World Federation World Tour Super 750 event. With top stars like Olympic champions Victor Axelsen, Ansho Young and world number 1 Shiyu Ki leading the field, this edition promises a thrilling display of skill and precision. The tournament offers the participants a prize pool of $950,000 and 11,000 points for the champion. HS Prannoy will continue his opening round match against Canada's Brian Yang on Wednesday at the Malaysia Open Badminton Tournament after the match was suspended due to leaky roof on Tuesday. Prannoy, who's playing his first tournament since the Olympics, held a comfortable lead against Brian Yang of Canada when rainwater started leaking through the roof, halting the match. Play resumed after an hour, but the persistent leak forced the officials to suspend the match. The match will continue today with a scoreline of 21-12, 9-11. Meanwhile, in men's doubles event, India's sole representative will be Satvik and Chirag. The duo will take on Chinese Taipei's Ke Thang and MC Lu in their first round match on Wednesday. The Spanish Soccer Association confirmed on Tuesday that Real Madrid forward Vinicius Jr. has been given a 2-match ban for violent conduct in his team's 2-1 La Liga victory at Valencia on Friday. Now, Vinicius was sent off for slapping Valencia goalkeeper in the second half at the Mestalla Stadium when his team were trailing 1-0. After an appeal by the club, the Spanish Football Federation suspended the striker for 2 league games, clearing him for Thursday's Super Cup game against Mallorca. Real Madrid, who are currently the La Liga leaders with 43 points, will look forward to retain their Super Cup title in the 4-team tournament in Saudi Arabia. France's longest-serving national team coach Didier Deschamps will not seek to renew his contract that expires in 2026. Now, Deschamps' deal runs until the next World Cup, for which Les Bleus are yet to qualify. The 56-year-old took over from fellow Laurent Blanc in 2012 and led France to the World Cup title in 2018, 2 years after reaching the European Championship finals on home soil. Deschamps guided the national team to the World Cup final again in 2022, losing to Argentina on penalties after one of the best matches in the tournament's history. The former France captain is one of only 3 to win football's most prestigious prize as a player and a coach. In hockey, Dutch forward Thierry Brinkman struck a brace as Kalinga Lancers trounced table-topper Bengal Tigers by 6-0 to script its first victory in the Hockey India League on Tuesday. Lancers switched flanks and explored the gaps through its distribution to having a stunning start, pumping in 3 goals within 6 minutes. In the second quarter, the Tigers moved better and closed the gaps, with the Lancers working hard. However, it was Kalinga Lancers who displayed some superb counters and extended its lead in its fourth quarter, ultimately securing victory in style. Moving on, the 8th of January is observed every year as Earth's rotation day. And today, the world celebrates the anniversary of French psychist Leon Foucault's 1851 proof that the Earth rotates on its axis. While Earth rotates constantly, it is fascinating to reflect on how this rotation impacts everything from weather patterns to the length of a day. Earth's Rotation Day serves as a reminder of the dynamic and ever-moving nature of our planet. And that's all for this edition of DD India News Hour. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Deepika, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching DD India News Hour this morning. Namaskar.